Once again, folks, I may not be able to address this again. I fear that this video will be taken down. So please download it. Get a copy before it's removed. Spread it. People involved in this have called him anonymously and threatened him and stuff. It's kind of funny they don't do that to me. I kind of wish they would. So, and the other thing that changed, Brittany and I have settled into our relationship. We've been together enough years now that we only have sex once a day. So, you know, I don't have to have it twice a day, so that's changed also since then. And every person I know carries an AR-15 in their trunk. They have one by their bedside. They have one by their toilet in their bathroom. That's what people do where I live. When a stranger knocks on your door, they're beating on your door, you answer the door with an AR-15. It's around him. I understand that. I have 360-degree full situational awareness at all times. Absolutely all times. I don't roll out of my house. When Brittany and I leave, we don't roll out of the house without at least 2 handguns, an AR-15, level 3+ body armor, and 300 rounds of ammo. That's how I roll, and that's legal where I live. And I can legally carry all that. Legally carry all that. The police love it. When they pull me over, we get to compare guns and play with guns and talk guns. It's awesome. Developed a good rapport with all the local deputies. But I digress. What I would say to a lot of people, this is one of those things to where if you really want to be a good person, step back and assess when you get sucked into an industry or a line of work. Is this really going to be a good thing? Is this something I'm really going to be able to live with myself with if I'm successful in it? I know at least at one point in my life I got sucked into a line of work that when I had to really think it through, I realized it didn't necessarily make me a very good person. I'm not going to say what that line of work was. But it certainly didn't make me a good person. Yeah, I made good money doing it. Made real good money doing it, but it wasn't particularly moral. So, you know, that's stuff that we got to step back and assess, because you don't want to get caught into. You guys know at the end of the day that no matter what you say publicly, that you can't handle me. That a real conflict with me would go terribly. Because unlike little boys, I'm a goddamn warrior. I don't fight with my fist. I don't claim to be natural, and again, people be like, why aren't you bigger? You guys haven't seen me in person, I guess. I'm bigger than you guys think. I'm a hell of a lot bigger than Jerry Ward and Jeff Side and some of these guys you are talking about. But, you know, whatever. You don't have to believe me, guys. You know what? It's fine. If everyone thinks I'm lying, whatever. Doesn't make a fuck. Doesn't make a fuck, because it doesn't disprove my point here. Jeff Side made a threat on social media that he was going to knock me out. And he never replied again. He never mentioned my name again after I replied back and told him that if he wanted to go ahead and hit me, that I would climb up him and bite his nose off, spit it back in his pretty boy face, and ruin his modeling career forever. And that kind of was the end of that. There was never anything else out of Jeff at that point. But, you know, different world now. I live in Texas, again, back home. Different set of rules here. Obviously, that wouldn't. All these people say they were going to hit me or whatever else. Actually, I had Jeff Side say he was going to hit me, and then he ran when he saw me. All right, internet versus real world, because I replied with it. I was going to bite his nose off and spit it back in his face and ruin his pretty boy modeling career. And it turned out when Jeff Side did see me, he realized I was a hell of a lot bigger than him. Right? We weren't even in the same category. He is to confront you in person. People don't come confront you when they see you doing reps with 500 pounds on a deadlift. Right? Let me put that in perspective for you. All right? When you rep over 500 pounds on a deadlift, tough guys on the internet do not come and confront you. When they know that you're armed, they don't come and confront you. I have never, ever had anybody do that. All right? That's it. Yeah, this is good. I love pecan pie. My absolute favorite. But seriously, like, why do you guys watch these eating videos? I don't get it. Is that entertaining? I have genetics so bad that God hates me. It's like seriously, dude, you're a weak-ass little pussy with no calves. Loose skin there. This guy has genetics so bad that God hates him. It's like, wow, okay, Hitler. That's... You know who else had eugenics programs like that kind of targeted certain groups? Hitler. Hitler had eugenics programs that targeted certain groups and minorities, didn't he? Now, people will say, Jason, you can't compare Mark to Hitler. That's totally wrong. Mark is part Jewish. Yeah, well, so was Hitler. We had in the past. Well, you know what? So was Hitler. Hitler was part Jewish too. Or maybe you should change your name to Hitler. Jesus Christ. The thing is, there was someone else who manipulated laws in order to silence his critics publicly also. You know who that was? Hitler. Hitler did that. Hitler. Then he made a public statement giving people permission on his Instagram last night to slap my girlfriend's ass. He's letting his whole audience know that it's okay to grope and sexually assault my girlfriend in front of me, and he claims that there will be no force used against him for it legally. Well, I think you might want to recheck Texas laws. My girlfriend called her lawyer this morning, and that's not going to fly well. So when she shoots one of these guys who gropes her physically, you'll be getting sued afterwards, Jerry. You might want to brush up on Texas law a little bit and how it perceives sexual assault and how it defines it and what women are allowed to do in response or to prevent it. And as far as Michael Hearn's claim that he is going to physically assault me here in Texas, I've already made a video on that on my firearms channel. It's not appropriate for this channel here. I have another channel dedicated to those sort of topics. Not appropriate for the fitness channel. I will link it here. You guys can go check it out. And I do want to make sure that he sees it, and the owners of my gym are probably going to make sure that he sees it and knows exactly what's going on there legally. And all these claims and absurdities people obsess about over me on the internet, like people who literally do it every day, it's fucking insane. I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy enough to understand where they're coming from, and I'm not crazy enough to feed into it and address any of it. Okay, because I'm at this level crazy right here. That's about 3 levels above where I'm at. I'm not at that crazy enough level to even mess with it. Shit nuts. You probably need to be institutionalized. If you're that obsessed with a public figure who, mind you, you've never met, you don't really know anything about them, you're insane. And if you came near that person and they knew you were one of those, they'd be justified in killing you in self-defense because you're insane. And you're a danger to their loved ones, their family, their pets, everything. If you're that obsessed over, and I'm going to be quite frank, if anyone who watches any of this crazy stuff that people make about me, they honestly believe this stuff. They honestly believe this stuff. All I'm going to say is you should probably step back and assess your own life for a moment and go, whoa, I'm actually believing this insane stuff about a guy who gives workout advice and hand loading advice and discusses politics, because I got a couple channels. I'm obsessing over this stuff about this guy and believing all these crazy rumors when he's really kind of a normal guy who likes to talk, is passionate about his hobbies, helps people, and enjoys being on camera. Okay, that's what I am, guys. I'm an educator. Alerted me to it, and I'm like, okay. So now he's going to copy my videos on top of his weird stalker obsession with me. And when I say weird, the dude, before I ever heard who he was, made a whole conversation with me and read it out loud. And he deleted the video later, but I kept a copy of it just in case I need it for evidence or something. He did weird ass stalks me. Yeah, Alan, you need to stay away from me, bro. You're weird. You're a creepy brother. But yeah, he made it. All right, that is insane. People are like, well, why don't you allow anyone to talk about any of these people? Yeah, I have all their channel names in my filters, all these crazy people. Why? Because they're insane. I don't address them or answer their questions because they're literally batshit insane. I'm sorry, I don't want to feed these crazy ass people on any further by actually addressing them, talking about them specifically, because that's what happens when you take crazy, obsessed people like that. If you acknowledge them as the object of their fixation, they become even more obsessed and they become dangerous. They'll start killing your family members or trying to find your pets and kill them because people like that are that insane. This isn't a big fucking pussies. All of these guys are big fucking pussies. I tell you what, Rich, why don't you come and try to slap me like that? Because you come over and you try to slap me like you did Jason Genova, I can promise you I'm going to ventilate so much oil from the holes in your fake ass that it's going to look like the 𝘾𝙼𝘆𝙼𝙆 all over again. I'll fix that problem with all that fake muscle full of collagen and oil that you have all over your body real fucking fast. You come over and slap me. I've been talking about young men of how to be a man and what makes a man. And I've started getting messages of things like, wow, you know, I wish you had been my dad. My dad didn't teach me anything. Or I got one a while back and I got teary-eyed. I started crying. Yeah, I'll admit that on camera. A guy wrote me and said he grew up without a dad and just some of the things that he learned from my channel that he had wished that I had been his dad. Me. Somebody wished that I had been their father. And that made me start looking closely at the way that I conduct myself online, the way that I behave, of the way that I cuss, and told Jeff's side that if he popped off at me again, I'd bend him over and pound him in the butt in front of his fans and make him like it, and things like that. And it's really hit home for me that there are young men out there, and because of the hour to be peeking around the corner. You guys know what I mean?
Twixy fifty abbesses. I hate them.
The hell off me. I'm sorry about that, guys. That sounds like a threat to me. I promise you won't threaten me. I know you're going to be in Houston coming up here in a few days. I promise you that your Mickey Mouse ass won't threaten me. Because that is not going to go down very well for you. You're going to threaten people. Act like you're going to not only try to sue them,